Over 250 hours ago, I set out to do one thing and one thing only. Play WoW Classic to a point where I'd have fair grounds on which to review the game. A feat that eludes me to this very day. Personally,
trust me, there are people who think that I can't review the game and I've played it for 15 years. So it's what he gets.
I'd argue that at the very least I'd have to reach the max level and kill the final boss. I think that's a strong case for a bare minimum. So how exactly did I end up losing all my gold in an Ironforge gambling ring after being roped into a terrible race war?
Wait, what?
Well, today's tragic tale starts with the release of Phase 2.
Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Yep. Phase 2,
One
boys.
simple change. Killing other players now grants you honor points.
How about
the higher
that?
your honor rank, the better the rewards. As a new player, I assumed that was just a minor patch and nothing to really worry about.
Yeah, who cares?
Yet I logged on to see Azeroth on fire. The entire beautiful world they'd built, completely ruined. That's not my opinion either, just objectively.
That is a
Here's
fact.
an example. I want to go questing in Western Plaguelands.
You're dead.
After dying a moderate amount of times, I finally managed to complete one single quest. Then on the way to the NPC, I die a couple more times. No big
Look at
deal.
them all, they're all
Except,
running him down. He's like level fucking
they have
20.
now killed the guy who gave me the quest. Alright. This
Oh
is
my
no good.
God.
We'll have to fly away. Except they killed the flight master.
Duh. Hey, duh,
This forces
dude.
us to actually experience what the WoW community calls the meaningful journey.
That's
Whilst
right.
I do enjoy the part where you're riding through breathtaking areas that clearly stood the test of time, and even 15 years after its release, still manages to captivate the player, and coupled with the legendary music, immerse them into this beautiful world. 2% of the time, I don't enjoy 98% of the time, where you want to get into Blackrock Depths, but
You're
now
dead.
they don't just kill the Flight Master, they'll also camp the actual Spirit Healer and indefinitely kill you, forcing you to log off and come back at 4 AM to have some shot at returning to Ironforge like a pussy. Or you could do what I did.
Oh my
We'll
god.
get to that later. Perhaps you want to go to
Every
Kalimdor.
fucking server, man,
Tough
is
shit,
like this.
homie,
This is
because
incredible.
you'll run into a feared
Wow.
platoon of Horn players who all claim that they're the captain now, forcing you to take the much more inefficient route by sailing to Darkshore. Now, you could get a free teleport to Tenaris once every 6 hours as an artisan engineer, but that would leave your endearing, primal, aggressive, top-shelf certified, 5-star banging WoW GF on her own with all these Horde players. And speaking of Amiri, she remains an absolute animal at this game. Not just has she been sending me care packages, not just does she literally come out of nowhere when I'm about to be killed without having communicated to me in any way that she was going where I was,
and she just
or how long she'd been stealth near me.
God damn! Dude, she's popping off.
She also got her enchanting to 300 just to enchant all my gear. She's perfect. But enough about my e-dating. Let's get back to my e-misery.
This guy's a god.
With the world gone awry, a regular PvP server can in a single day turn into an RP nightmare hellscape. The Horde were locking us out of progressing through the endgame content, and it was showing in the cities. This guy in Ironforge was apparently the new king of the Alliance. Everyone followed him in a train and started spreading lies about how he gave gold to everyone following him. It was in the midst of this chaos that I seized the moment and rose to the occasion. I started advertising in the trade chat, pretty much begging for higher level players to carry me through a dungeon I hadn't yet tried.
Wait a second. I've got to read this.
Started spreading lies about how he gave gold
I want to
to
read his
everyone
message.
following him. It was in the midst of this chaos that I seized the moment and rose to the occasion. I started...
2 hot night elf sluts looking for someone to gloriously carry us through lower or upward Blackrock Spire. Hit me up. Whatever. We're DTF. What does DTF mean? Is that Dallas Fort Worth? Let me see. I think that's Dallas Fort Worth. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I gotta take a piss. Be right back. All right, we're good. We're good. DTF equals down to fuck. Wait, what the oh no! That's disgusting! What a bunch of sluts!
advertising in the trade chat, pretty much begging for higher level players to carry me through a dungeon I
Disgusting.
hadn't yet tried. Upper Blackrock Spire, which is technically a small raid, designed to be completed by 10 players rather than 5.
Yes.
Any seasoned WoW player will know that at level 53, you're absolutely not up to the task.
Yeah,
But
you are, of
I
course.
was an unknowing fool. When Rurik approached me, I said, "Say not a word. I can sense why you have come. You have come to carry me through Blackrock
Guys, gear
Spire."
sucks.
Rurik laughed at me and proclaimed that he came to call me a milk boy and laugh at my res sickness. After
A
20
milk
minutes of
boy?
cringy roleplaying,
The
I
fuck is a
gathered a
milk-
full party for Upper Blackrock Spire. I actually had to join the train of lunatics for anyone to listen to me. I don't know how that works. But
That's
anyways, you gotta do what you gotta do to get to level 60.
Am I the only person that, like, I see this and it just makes me feel good to see this here? Because
To join the
I'm
train
gonna
of
turn
lunatics
just like
for
this so you
anyone
guys
to
get a
listen
better
to me.
picture here.
I don't know how.
See, look at all these guys, and like if they were just all at Thorium Point, they wouldn't have to worry about, like, if it doesn't make any sense to me the way the Alliance do this. Everybody is in fucking Ironforge, and they're complaining about nobody being out in the world because they can't quest, and they never go out in the world. It's like if you'd go out into the world, then you could be out in the world because there'd be enough of you guys out there. Like, oh my God. Like, and on my server, like, to be fair, all right, I do think that my server has, like, a bit of a horde lean, right? There are probably more people that are horde who are actively, you know, doing PvP, or whatever. I do think that there is maybe a slight majority, but I do not in any way, shape, or form think it's 60-40 or anything like that. It is not 60-40 on Fairlena. And on my server, it's basically fine. But on some of these other servers, man, like, you gotta go out and fucking at least hold down a zone, man. At least hold down a fucking zone.
How that works. But anyways, you gotta do what you gotta do to get to level 60. After a handful of unavoidable deaths, and a few that could have been avoided had I gone the right way, I finally entered Upper Blackrock Spire.
Can't win
But
them all.
not before Cybox insists that we remake the party with him as the leader. Like the psychopath control freak he is.
The fuck?
You run into these people all the time in WoW.
Oh, it was
and
probably on
unlike
Heroic,
the friendly
that's why.
people, these guys actually have their shit together. So I saw this as an absolute win-win-win. I entered the first room of mobs and with my level 53 aggro range continued to immediately pull every single mob. All 10 of us get obliterated in probably the worst wipe I've ever caused. Then these level
So
60
far.
psychos actually started domesticating me. They put me on the bench. They timed me out. My only privilege was watching them from afar whilst they cleared out the mobs.
Wait.
That is until we fought the beast, where I had the brilliant idea of helping
told
my
us to sit in the
squad
corner.
by using the gnomish shrink ray,
He
which
literally
has
is
a
just supposed to
tiny
sit in the
chance
corner.
of backfiring. I think I got a gnomish shrink ray this guy. Oh, it worked. Oh, that's not what I was going for. I'm so sorry.
No.
We barely made it.
Oh
The rest of
my
the
God.
dungeon went pretty smooth. There were 2 worthwhile drops I could use from the dungeon. The Blade Master leggings that Amiri rolled
Oh
2
my
numbers higher
fucking
than
God.
me for, after I accidentally didn't see her message telling me she really needs them, and the Brigham Girdle. When my trustworthy companion told me not to need on it,
Is to not roll on belt. I have been trying to get it for a long time.
I knew it was a godly item.
Fuck
They
'em,
already
dude.
know I yeeted that shit with
Fuck
a solid
'em,
95.
dude.
Not gonna lie, it was
Hey.
mega boring to stand back and get carried
Yeah.
without lifting a finger.
I mean, that's the thing, man. You're gonna make that dude sit through the whole fucking dungeon, not being able to play, and then you're not gonna give him the loot? Man, he hadn't been able to do anything all dungeon. At least let him get the loot. I mean, isn't that what makes sense? Isn't that what makes sense, boys?
I don't know how Asmongold does it 8 hours a day, but there was one silver lining. I jumped on this.
I come back to stream and this is what I get. You know, like, take a few days off. First fucking WoW video I watch is roasting me less than 10 minutes into the fucking video, man. What a nut punch, man. Yeah, what a nut punch. You get the loot, though? Hey, that's true.
With a couple of these people, and they were actually pretty chill. They taught me something that would forever change how I play World of Warcraft.
What is it?
Death rolling. The Azeroth
fuck is
equivalent to playing dice. It's very simple. You bet
Gambling.
gold against each other and you slash roll 10 times the amount you bet. Then your opponent rolls the number you got, and the first person to hit one loses. To begin with, I had misunderstood the rules because I am a fucking idiot. I rolled 100 on my first try and assumed that these guys were scammers
Oh,
when
so
they
they gotta
didn't
give
me
you all the
any
money.
What went completely over my head, though, was Bob Gnarly running into unfathomable bad luck, hitting
Oh
a 1
my
in 330.
God.
That's rough, buddy.
Bob!
Once I properly understood the game,
Oh,
they
Bob.
told me tales of a secret gambling ring in Ironforge and one legend who was undisputedly the king of gambling. I had to know what this was all about.
Dude, should we start gambling? Should we start gambling on stream? I feel like this would be something really good for the kids. Because I know that I have there aren't really a lot of kids that watch my stream, but there's a few, and if I could just get them addicted to gambling, that will help me fulfill my, my ultimate goal of creating a casino in 5 years, and then it'll be called Teletubbies Casino, and it'll be tailored towards 8-year-olds. It'll be the first children's casino ever. I wonder why nobody's done that, man. Has anybody ever done a children's casino? Oh yeah, actually they have. It's called Chuck E. Cheese.
I went to Ironforge
And Pokemon booster packs.
this was the first time I would meet Compound, who I'd describe as a man
Yeah,
with
and
a
EA, I forgot
severe
about that,
problem. He'd been standing right here several hours a day for nearly 2 weeks, and his name preceded him for a very good reason. If you were confirmed to be an honorable gambler who pays up, he would take you up on any bet, any amount of times.
Wow.
And he'd cleaned out countless people. To show you guys that I didn't fake what you're about to see, I'm gonna walk you through every single bet I made, but just be
Okay.
warned, this isn't happy hour. I'm not fucking around. I'm goddamn serious. I start out with 115 gold.
That's
and
Mom's
then
spaghetti in the
immediately
background.
Cut this whole part out of the script because I wrote way too much.
Yeah.
All you need to know is I was down to a fraction of my starting bankroll and decided to put it on the line. 33 gold, 0 silver, and 79 copper. Who wants to go the distance?
He's
Tony's
going all
takes me
in.
up on the offer.
Easy gold.
I roll a 1, after which I painstakingly give away all my wealth. I had nothing left.
That was a little
Not for one
anticlimactic.
thing. This
Just happened
is
immediately.
where I started rising to glory.
Oh
I'm
my
goddamn
God.
serious here. Tony had rolled a 4, and I'd somehow missed it and rolled a 3. These people, myself included, were absolutely goddamn serious about the rules. So
Oh,
we
wow.
redid the roll. I land
Oh,
on
he
a
fucked
3,
up. See, I don't
he
know the
lands on
rules,
a
so I
3.
fucked up too.
I land on a 2, and boom, there it is.
Ooh.
And you know me. I had
Oh,
but one
dude,
thing
he
to
just
say.
doubled his fucking money.
66 gold.
Yo, dude, it's
1
not gambling,
silver,
it's investing.
58 copper.
And the market's
Who
hot.
wants to go the distance? Tonus takes me for a dim-witted casual and rolls 1 in 36. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We won it all back.
Oh,
The
fuck
legend
you,
of the gambler
Tonus.
who actually chased his losses
Fuck
successfully.
you, Tonus.
But there's no reason to stop when you're on a roll. So it was time for some big dick bets. Me and
Big
Tonus
dick.
went in for the big bucks with a
All
100
right.
gold death roll. I roll 719, and by some unholy curse, Tonus rolls a 5. I bring it down to 3. Then I saw the 2 and I knew it was all over. Tonus rinses me for 100 gold, and now we're down to 26. I immediately went all in against Dr. Zeta. On a 420 roll, I start us on
Ooh,
a
that's
6.
not good at all.
Menacing.
That is
but
not
as
good at
terrifying
all.
As the 2 that Dr. Zeta puts down. Like a primal animal, I run
Yeah.
it back and lock out on the 50-50, after which Zeta fails that same coin flip. He even
Get
added
fucked.
an extra gold in the trade.
Get
Now
fucked.
that's sportsmanship. But when you think about it, I just spent an hour and a half just to bankrupt myself. It's really not a good look.
Wait, so
Anyways, I lose 20 to Zeta, and this is where Compound gets overconfident.
wait a minute. This is better. This is better than farming gold. This is how I should have farmed gold. I shouldn't have even asked for handouts. I'm actually a really good gambler. I know some people might not believe this, right? But I'm very good at gambling. Like, I should just do this. Like, that's what I should do on my stream, man, is just do fucking gambling. And that's it. Yeah, No, I am. Do you remember back whenever we did the rolls for the gold back on another Horde server and I made like 250,000 gold? Remember that? I do, because I felt really good about that. I even told my mom. And I was like, this is how I like to gamble. And I will do that, okay, man? That's all there is to it. Gambling with your dental health? No, that's not gambling. That's like rolling a death roll that goes 1-to-1.
See, he wanted to
Not
be
a
the one
gamble.
to clean me out. He put his 66 gold against my 33, an offer I simply could not refuse. He rolls a 5.
Ooh.
I roll a 4.
Ooh.
And he rolls a 1.
Oh, fuck you,
Back at 100
idiot.
gold.
Fuck
Lose 5
you,
to Codex,
stupid
and then we
idiot.
take a portal to Darnassus for a change in scenery.
Okay.
I roll for 50 with Zeta. I win 50 gold from
This is
Zeta.
awesome.
I lose 25 to Tonus, and decided to quit while I was ahead and go do Blackrock Mountain with some of the people I was gambling with, which I'll tell you about in due time. But here's what happened when I inevitably continued death rolling for gold. I win 10 gold against Codex.
Okay.
He bumps it up to 20, and I tell him to make it 25.
Fuck, man.
In 3 rolls, that
This
one
kid's
was a
getting- this
quickie.
thing's getting
We
people
go for
addicted to
15,
gambling.
and
I
this
love
simply
this.
wasn't
This is
Codex
great.
day. I hit a 2 on his 2, and it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Oh.
Now we're resting nicely at 170. I lose 20 to Ori, after which I lose 20 to CJ on his first death roll after I just taught him the game. That's how
You see, you should just like shouldn't have given him the money. Be like, that's not how the game works, because he doesn't know the rules at that point. So you could still not give him the money and it'd be okay. So listen, I actually really want to do this. Like, I haven't done gambling for a long. I actually think, I unironically think gambling is good stream content. It's just that whenever you're doing it with real money, I feel like that's whenever it's kind of bad, because it's like, you know, people get addicted, etc. But yeah, that's the only way that I'm okay. Gambling is all about manipulating the rules. Well, of course it is. Like any good gambler, like, so the way that I gamble is if I have like $100,000, right? I will not gamble. I'll make $150,000, and then I'll put, as soon as I can make my money back, then I'll only gamble the $50,000 that I won, and never gamble my initial money. You know, and that's the secret, is you can never go into the negative. You can only go back down to 0. Yeah, that's the yeah. You know when to hold them, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's the way it is. Yeah, basics. That's basic economics.
depraved I am. The usual gambling clique had left, and I actually had to rope other people into it to keep gambling.
Yeah.
I win 24 gold over Codex with a bit of nutty luck. I win 50 from Codex. Codex wins 50 from me. Jupes comes in and drops 15. I grab 10 from Codex. And because I like a clean number, we roll for 11. Throw in another 10, that puts us at 180. I'm starting to think this is skill and not luck. Win 15 gold. Now it's time to go big. 50, he rolls a 5. I hit 4. He hits 4. I hit 3. He hits 2. I hit 2. He hits 2.
Oh,
God fucking damn it, I hit 1. After losing 50, I win 25.
That
After
sucks.
winning 25, I lose 25. Codex, the bastard, keeps
God
winning
damn.
these coin flips and takes another 20 from me.
Ooh.
Now I've spent 3 hours and I'm exactly where I started.
Yep.
So I said, fuck it. I'm
Welcome
all
to the
in.
casino.
The numbers got lower and lower until Jupes hit a 5.
Ooh.
I win the 80% RNG, and
Yep.
sadly, he couldn't muster the luck to win a 1 out of 3.
Suck on my
That's right,
fucking
bitch!
dick,
We double up to
dude.
clean 250.
Ooh.
Take 25 from Codex.
That's
lose
money.
15 to El Hopos, and
That's
brutally
money
give up
right
60
there,
gold to
dude.
Not Meta, who it should be
So
noted
many
is
money.
Compound's alt. Another thing to note is that they came back to Death Roll at 4:30 in the morning. Compound and I
Yeah.
roll for 100 gold. We drop the 666 in the chat, after which I roll a 5.
Yep.
Compound rolls a 3. Yours truly takes it down to a 2. Now we're in 50-50 territory. He actually puts a 2 down. I don't like that. I don't like the look of that at all. So what I do is I actually also put a 2 down, but then at the same time fart in his face.
Oh, God.
And you already know what the fuck is up.
Fuck him,
300
dude.
gold. Kung Arthur loses
Fuck him,
25.
dude.
Z loses 40. Fiona drops 25, and finally Roxanne is my 5th win in a row.
Wait,
resting
what the
comfortably at 400
400
gold?
gold? This guy's a god!
And I rolled for 50 with Compound. He'd been death rolling.
This guy's a fucking, he's a fucking god. What the hell?
Was starting to break him. When he lost this roll, he simply started fleeing. Naturally, I hunted him down and got my money. When some rogues then killed Jupes, I took it as a sign.
Oh, phase 2, by the way.
420 gold.
Yep.
A few days later, I returned at 2 a.m. The death-rolling hustlers were to be found in their usual spot. But it was not a good night for
Dude, I just like how it's a fucking circle, man. Like, all the homeless fucking gambling drug addicts that are at the side of 7-Eleven trying to flip pennies against the goddamn building. And they're sitting there trying to gamble, like, free chili that they got from inside the building because they used up all their goddamn money. And it's the same thing in Ironforge with players, dude. It's like, there's something about gambling that's just fundamentally fucking degenerate. Like, there's a reason why Islam, I'm pretty sure, bans gambling. Like, they ban that shit. Like, nope, that's not gonna happen. And, I mean, listen, you're making these little circles like this. I mean, if this is real life, man, they'd be fucking all wearing hoodies with sunglasses, and it's dusk outside. It's already dark, but they've still got their sunglasses on with the hood on, with their fucking money in their pocket, and they're smoking cigarettes, and it's just... it's a whole fucking thing, man. Gambling is just fundamentally degenerate. That's why it's funny to watch.
Compound. Over a 2-week period, he was down over 10,000 gold. He had emptied his main, and now he was on his alt, peddling away his last epic item, the Staff of Jordan. An absolutely incredible item with a 0.02% drop chance. After weeks of senseless death rolling, he was at the end of the road.
I love it.
Broken and defeated. I couldn't help but pity him in this fiendish state.
Wow.
He was truly at his lowest, attempting to sell his last treasured item just so he could have one last hit of dopamine before he'd go back to solo farming Hand of Justice for 15 gold per Angerforge kill.
Just so he can make the money back.
If you don't play WoW and that's all blibbly blabbly to you, know that he would have to spend many
hundreds of hours
of his life to even rebuild a fraction of what he once had. I saw this man on his knees at his most
and
vulnerable.
take him for all he's worth.
I thought to myself,
take him for all he's worth, man.
Give him nothing, but take from him everything. The staff was selling on the auction house for 350 gold. Compound wanted to use it instead of gold to roll against someone. His friends simply couldn't bring themselves to do it to him. I knew I had all
Nobody
the
will
leverage.
gamble with him.
I told the broken man, I can settle on 160. All you would have to do is type /roll 1600.
Oh, music, dude. This is good. Oh. 13. Oh.
I tell these gentlemen, it's been a pleasure doing business with them. And if you thought I was done, you haven't been paying attention. I told you, I don't fuck around. Compound starts taking gold out of his guild bank and racking up debt with his friends because he wants to win his staff back. I rolled him for 50, and whatever was left of his soul got sucked out when he oofed at 1 out of 27.
I feel like the best and the worst thing about classic WoW is the fact that you can create these fucking microcosms of a society that are so degenerate. I made this fucking response to Soda's tweet yesterday. Is like the degeneracy of classic WoW is part of what makes it special. Because in the real world, right, you have people that are normal, well-adjusted, working adults that are making decisions and changing and directing society and saying who gets to do what and what goes where and what's acceptable and what's not. But the difference in classic WoW is that it's the exact opposite. You have these degenerate, shut-in, basement-dwelling morons that are failing out of high school because they just can't stop playing the game. They're directing the way that you live your life in this game. And it's so degenerate and disgusting that it's like a window into the true nature of people. I think it's like a psychological thing, man. It's so awesome. I love it. I really, really do. How's your time off? It was great. I did nothing. Lyric announcements on Twitter. Okay, we're going to look at the Lyric announcement and the Tim the Tapman announcement and the Dr. Lupo announcement, everything like that after we finish the video, but I don't want to interrupt the video for us to look at the announcements, okay, guys? WoW is a social experiment. I love it. That is the best part of the game, and also the worst part, right? I think at a certain point it becomes overwhelming, and there are negative aspects to it, but I think that the fact that people are able to do that is what makes it so special. That's what makes it so fucking special, man.
Bikika wants to avenge his friends, whose night I clearly ruined. And on a 1 to 18, I take 100 gold from this loser.
Ooh,
resting
fuck that bitch.
pleasurably at 500
G.
I roll compound for another 50. Luck finally seems to be coming his way when he hits a fat 2.
Ooh.
Sadly for compound,
Ooh.
I'm a true legend of Azeroth, and I
Ooh.
rinse him for another 50. I went BRD and started death rolling there, because why play the dungeon when you can play real World of Warcraft? I managed to bring myself barely to 600 gold before my WoW GF actually fucking destroys me for 50. After which I go back to
Yo, time for a new
Ironforge.
girlfriend, man. Get a
Torment for
divorce.
50 gold. I drop a 2. He drops a 2. I drop a 2. And it's easy as that, folks. He decides to raise the stakes to 100.
Pussy.
He drops a 2. 2!
Oh, no.
I absolutely rinse him like the primal fucking animal I
Oh
am,
my
for the
God.
second time in a row.
This guy's
Now we're
really good at
700
gambling.
gold. I lost a few smaller bets, setting me back to
Yeah, who cares?
676, and then a day later, whilst compound was
Dude.
down gambling to this mean dwarf named Shorty, I sell Shorty the Staff of Jordan for 260 gold.
Oh my
Right under
God.
compound's nose. And that's how you
Oh
fund
my
your epic mount at level
fucking-
55, bitch!
Wait.
900 gold earned in less than 10 hours. Go home, Chinese gold farmers. I'm the goddamn king! I run this shit!
Yo,
Whoever said gold farming
Frosterdamus
was
needs to
boring and
watch
loud
this
is
video.
delusional. This is the only
What the
fun part of
fuck?
this boring-ass game. I admit I felt a
Oh
little
my
bad
God.
when less than a minute later, Compound asked if I still had his staff. But I made it up to him by rolling him for another 50.
Okay.
God, I love this game. To cut a very long story short, I would go on to
Oh my
death roll
God.
every single day instead of leveling for the next week. You may not know this about me, but I'm very, very impulsive. And
Yeah?
I'll have you know that even within the constraints of the YouTube advertiser guidelines, you might get away with saying that I have allegedly many years of experience with respectively online slot machines and Texas Hold'em. And based on said imaginative experience, I would hypothetically know that the only winning move here is to stop playing.
So
I
don't
somehow
stop.
ended up at 1600 gold. That's after buying bank space, all the 16 slot bags I wanted, getting my Crusader enchant, sending like 200 gold to my WoW GF just because I'm a fucking pimp like
Wait,
that,
what?
leveling up all my skills, and paying compound
What
to
a
farm
simp.
Hand of Justice for me for hours. After which
Wow.
I won all the money back I just paid. For a man like him, it never ends. He's simply in too deep. But there's still
Oh
hope
my
for me.
God.
You see, I have dreams, things I wish to do with my life. I'm not gonna
This
be a
is a great
nobody
video. I love
role-playing
this.
dice for fake money in Ironforge for the rest
Just
of
gets
my
the money
days,
right back
whilst
from
my
his bitch
central
ass,
nervous
dude.
system grows ever less capable of regularly
Wow.
producing dopamine. I have to rise above it, get to level 60, buy my epic mount,
Yeah?
clear molten core,
Yeah.
get percentage hit gear, and respect to Fury Warrior so I can
Well,
buy every
two-
dual
no,
wield.
not two into
Then
that.
I have to slay countless Horde players and
Yep.
finally make a PvP montage in 240p with
Swifty.
copyrighted music. Then, and only then, can I truly become a legend of Azeroth.
Absolutely.
So I don't got time for this shit. I got places to be and things to do. I'm quick on my feet, vicious, some would even call me nimble. And whilst we're on the subject of velocity, here's something quite interesting.
Okay.
Every race in WoW has exactly the same base move speed.
Yes.
Here's the myriad of things I did to change that.
Jump.
You remember when we did Alderman? That's when I started a quest chain that led me on a scavenger hunt across the world.
Oh,
I
God.
killed Grelborg the Miser in the Alterac
Oh,
Mountains.
I hate this
Then I
one.
went to Dustswallow Marsh to kill Dagon the Ravenous.
I
And
never did that.
finally I journeyed to Stranglethorn Vale to kill Moog the Undying. At the level
I
I
never
was
did
at,
any of these.
I described the
Wow.
process of soloing
Shit.
these elite mobs as trial and error. After bringing
Well,
the Star of Zelia,
yeah.
the Hand of Dagon, and the Legacy Heart
Lots
to
of
Garrett
trials,
Bone
lots of
Grip and
errors.
Ironforge, I do the final part of the quest. Forbidden Knowledge,
Oh.
which led me to Theldarin in the Badlands.
Oh, isn't this where
Completing
you
the
get
entire
the
question
watch?
grants me the Skull of Impending Doom,
No.
which is an offhand that sucks your
Shit.
life force in exchange for movement speed. In the Badlands, I also completed another quest,
I
incorrectly
forgot.
named This Is Going to Be Hard.
Oh, yeah.
It was a very easy quest, which got me the nifty stopwatch, a trinket that increases my run speed by 40% for 10 seconds.
Fast.
Then I crafted the Gnomish rocket boots, got them enchanted with 8% extra movement speed.
Damn.
And as the cherry on top, I got my banging WoW GF to brew me some swiftness potions. Right
There it is.
after spending that good handful hours of my life was the very
in mind,
moment
this dude
I
has
found out that
1600
these
gold.
movement speed bonuses, they don't stack. So I couldn't even do the move I'd worked so hard for. And even if I could, it
Yeah.
dawns on me that I'm intensely untalented. Here's a great example. I jumped down with a Skull of Impending Doom because I want to look like a Swagdon gliding fast with my parachute cape.
Of course.
I completely forget to re-equip my weapon. I don't question the
That's
fact that I'm
fine.
only doing 3 damage, and to
The
round
mobs are
out
hard to
this
kill.
masterpiece of a wipe,
That's okay.
I also pop Retaliation whilst none of the mobs are attacking me.
Hey,
Nearing
something's
300
never
hours of
changed.
game time, and I'm still more often than not the sole reason why we fail miserably. With the
Yeah.
Eastern Kingdoms engaging in a plethora of territorial land wars, I decided to switch continents and hope that the Horde were less prevalent in Kalimdor. I went to Tenaris and killed an unreasonable amount of Thistle Shrub Dew Collectors to get the Latent Dew Gland.
I only had to kill one.
Wowhead
I got it on my
tells me
first
it
try.
has a 13.65%
It's not a
drop
big deal.
chance, and there's literally no way that's true. We killed like 200. After
Yeah.
it finally dropped, I decided to undertake the closest thing to self-harm World of Warcraft has to offer. A cross-continent escort mission. I walked Tuga all the way across Tenaris, only for him to be reunited with his wife, who's absolutely stuck up, tells
What
him
a
to go
bitch.
get food, and generally just starts
Yeah.
bitching at her long-lost soulmate. Then
Exactly.
I turned in
That's the first thing
latent
I
dew
thought of.
gland,
No wonder he
only
was
to
on
be
the other side of
informed that to
Tenaris.
complete this very special quest, I had to
For
acquire
real.
a plant on the other side of the world. So I take my Hearthstone to Ironforge,
I actually did
travel
this
to
one
the hinterlands, and collect a mushroom from the bottom of a lake.
Of course.
Then I use my ultra-safe
Anima.
transporter to teleport to Tenaris, because absolutely fuck Menethil Harbor. Due to a minor malfunction, I'm turned into a troglodyte. Once the troglodycia wears off, I make Sprinkle turn this mushroom into violet powder, and she tells me,
Oh,
Pleasure doing
cocaine.
business with ya.
That makes
I
sense.
take the violet mushroom powder to Marin Noggenfogger, and right as I turn into the quest for the Noggenfogger elixir, I hit level 53. At which point, I decided to start questing
pretty
in
good.
Ungoro Crater.
Oh, he's
you
gonna
can actually
die.
jump straight in there from Tenaris if you have the parachute cape, which, as it turns
You
out,
didn't have.
doesn't work when you're mounted. Now,
Surprise.
when performed correctly, the parachute cape will let you gracefully glide through the
He
air,
only has 6
avoiding the
seconds.
certain death of a high-altitude fall.
Isn't he gonna die anyway?
Although if you do stress test your physique against the harsh perils of gravity,
Yeah,
know
that's
that
what I
you
thought.
can't recover your corpse, so enjoy 10 minutes of res sickness, fool. Another way to do it is
Oops.
to activate the cab a tad later, take a chunk of full damage, and die to the pterodax.
Yeah.
And finally, here's the actual way to perform the trick. I calculated that with absolute maths and perfect precision. The joke's on me, though. I'll still have to wait for Emiri to corpse walk.
Yep.
I love World of Warcraft Classic, man.
Yo, that shit was
Ungoro is
gross.
thematically one of my
God
favorite
damn.
zones. It's this jungle in the
Where's
crater.
all the Horde?
It definitely feels secluded from the rest of the world, and the
that
vibrant
was good,
colors
yeah.
mixed
Where's
with
all the
exotic
Horde?
ambience absolutely immerses you for several minutes at a time.
The hell?
Until you're corpse camped by disgusting Horde players.
Yep.
I managed to finally
There it
escape
is.
them, only
Now
to
we
have
found
the
him.
worst questing experience of my life. I killed these tar lurkers that make you walk really slow. I picked up various glowing Konokai crystals, and then I rode all the way to 3 different pylons. There's always the usual, extremely rewarding drop rate quest that can take anywhere between 4 minutes and 2 hours.
More like 2 hours and 4 hours. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I remember. So, I never completed the quest for the pylons because I didn't know the difference between east and west. Like I didn't know the cardinal directions. So like as a kid, I could never find some of the pylons. I could just like no, really, I was like 16 And like at 16, you don't know those kinds of things, man. Nobody fucking knows that. Who knows that? I mean, come on. Let's be real. Okay. The compass among ye. Well, here's the thing, guys, is that I think that like classic was really hard for me back then because I was just really stupid. Like I didn't even know this about myself, but like back then I was really dumb. Like, I did so many dumbass things. Like, I was a huge idiot.
I traveled to the middle of the Un'Goro crater only to realize that was no place for a level 51 Alliance player in Phase 2. The only redeemable part of my time in Un'Goro was when I leveled my guns by practicing on various innocent, exotic animals. A brilliant idea suggested to me by my carnal, ruthless, fantastic World of Warcraft girlfriend. Ooh. The training actually came in handy 10 minutes later in this cave when I was frozen by a mage.
Fucking
the most
mage.
Insecure class in WoW. He was about to escape with a sliver of health when I pulled out the gat.
Hey! America, bitch! Fuck him!
And finally, this is
honor.
the
How about
quest that broke me. I spent 10 minutes climbing the steep walls of the crater, determined to reach this bastard quest that seemed so out of the way, only to find out that obviously it was in a cave and not up here. In retrospect, I suppose dropping out of high school might not have been an option, or a choice, but rather just my path. Anyways, when I reached the quest marker with Blackbarn, it turns out that it's a mech gorilla escort mission. But you need a mithril casing to activate it. A third guy showed up named Flokia. He actually rinsed me, making me pay 3 fucking gold for a mithril casing, after which he immediately activated the quest without me. At this very moment, I logged off World of Warcraft.
Probably a good idea.
A few days later, I was in Stranglethorn Vale with Emiri. I went to make a cup of tea and set my character to follow Emiri. When I came back, I was in a house in Goldshire, ready to do whatever it is people do in Goldshire. I keep the guild tabard on. You already know I'm that guy.
Hey, you gotta be repping all the time.
Experience craps out, I leveled my engineering to 265 and crafted a robot chicken that can be summoned
he must be on Flame Lash.
Maybe. The Gnomish Mind Control Cap, which, as the name suggests, actually lets you mind control a humanoid target. Your results may vary. It never works.
Yeah, it does not.
And the Gnomish Cloaking Device, which lets me stealth to escape certain death. Sometimes. I also acquired the Goblin Jumper Cables, which lets me shock motherfuckers back to life. Sometimes. I then went to Stormwind, where I met an annoying player named White Girl Uwu. She simply wouldn't stop bothering me, so I farted her in the face.
White Girl Uwu?
She was pissed and wanted to duel me for my transgressions. We went outside Stormwind, I brought her down to size and defeated her using only my robot battle chicken, after which she took back everything she said. Having had my fair share of questing, world PvP and cringy roleplaying, I knew it was time for a real-ass dungeon.
She's getting beat
one
down
of the
by
realest dungeons in the game. Blackrock Depths is one of the best dungeons in World of Warcraft.
It is the best
as much
dungeon.
as I would have loved to shit on the Circle Jerk,
this dungeon is the best thing of all time in the whole world. You get in and you see there's a locked door. You need a key. And it's genius game design. It makes you think, what's behind the door? It's replayable.
Look.
As much as I would love to shit on that Circle Jerk, they're
really
actually
good.
right. It's a really fucking good dungeon. It's fucking massive.
I know.
There's so many different routes and runs you can do. Every section and boss is memorable. The loot is fucking incredible. It's not just standing and hitting. It's actually fucking difficult. And even I have to admit that its replayability is absolutely extensive. I'd go so far as to say that it's replaced Dead Mines as my favorite dungeon. Since I've already ran it a dozen times, instead of showing you one single run, I'm going to show you clips from respectively the one perfect run I did with my guild and all the other terrible runs I did with various other people. Then you'll see the stark contrast between how it can be done and how it should be done. And get this show on the road already. The video's already half an hour long. Jesus fucking Christ! You could start by going the wrong way and dying on the other side of the lava where you can't possibly recover your corpse, but still walk all the way just to find that out. Then die again, eat the rest sickness, and corpse walk about 20 deaths to finally jump down in the right spot.
Look at them all.
Or, hear me out, you could go the right way instead of wasting your time. Optimally use charge and
to close the
intercept
distance.
to get as much distance as possible out of each corpse walk. Utilize
He's been watching my stream.
Trinkets to effectively enter the dungeon in under 10 minutes. You could die to the first pack of mobs you pull because you didn't wait for the patrol. Then at the last second activate the gnomish cloaking device and get fucked anyways, because it's terrible and never works. You go through the walk of shame and then you pull all the mobs and die again. And you do that again. Or you could take on a couple enemies at a time and chill out without worrying, since you're at the easiest part of the dungeon. Make it to the boss and tank him against the wall. No sweat. In fact, why even do this part when you could run something efficient? Go straight to Arena followed up by Angerforge. Great loot distribution for everyone in your party and a shot at Hand of Justice. Speaking of Angerforge, you can fuck that up too. I don't even know how we died in this room.
Wait, they didn't pull the
trash. You're not supposed to die in this room.
They just tried to jump down.
Retaliation. Wait. How did I even die there? No one knows.
No one knows.
But I did die.
Surprise.
Or perform the lava skip. Why even fight on the trash mobs that drop garbage loot? Swim through the lava.
Damn, these guys are smart.
Look at my health. Watch what I do here. Watch this line. Watch the line I make. Perfection. Fucking frame perfect. I told you. I run this shit. Jump down and aggro all the grim patrons. Our slightly underleveled party wipes and we walk a reasonable distance to get to play the game again. Then walk in the next room and get decimated, making us walk a moderate. Open the relic vault, get that fat loot, bitch. That's what it's all about. And right as we open this massive gate, we appropriately discuss the strategy for how exactly we're going to clear one of the most serious DPS checks in the game. Or...
Oh, this is the bad group. You can tell by looking at them. Yeah, that's the bad group. Need mage.
Anyways, at the end we kill Emperor Thorsan. BRD is a fucking phenomenal dungeon, and I'm definitely not done running it. You know what I did say I was done with, though? Death rolling for gold. Which is why it should come as a shock to you that I returned to Ironforge with high-minded ambitions. I was just gonna go for maybe 1 or 2 small death rolls, just for fun, you know, before going to bed, just to chill out a little bit. However, I suppose you could say I made some poor bets and mismanaged my funds. Swock doesn't flinch. I'm determined to win it back. I roll most dope for 50, drop a 1 in 5. I mean, shit happens.
Gold.
That's when he hit me with double or nothing. I tell him only if we roll for 100 this time. I almost immediately lose it in exactly the same way by dropping a 1 in 5.
No! Oh my god.
That's 150 gold down the drain. Considering that I was already down 400 gold, this wasn't an amount I could afford to lose. So I tell the man, double or nothing. I drop a cursed 4 on a 395, and let's be honest, this really wasn't my day. I somehow won it all back, and I took that as a sign to go for a 500 gold death roll.
Don't know about that.
No, man.
Yeah, this man's breaking.
No, man. Like, that's not... That's... No, dude. Oh, man.
And it was at this point in time that I underwent a
500
lapse in judgment and went all in with my 900 gold. All or nothing. One final bet to end it all.
I gotta... Guys, listen. Listen, all you kids out there that are watching this. Only do this if I ask you to do this roll against me, okay? You gotta understand, man. They're gonna take you for all you got. You don't get into gambling, kids. Don't get into gambling, all right? This dude is obviously a hustler, man. Yeah, he's a dwarf on the fucking Meccano Strider. He's a goddamn hustler. You gotta watch out for him.
Why am I actually...
Ooh, 579. 29. Oh, 29. 27. Oh, that's not
27.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh, my...
I don't care what these people think of me. Fuck this shit. See you guys later. And then I logged back in to say one
Hey.
thing. Wait.
Wait. Wait, dude.
All the 4.
Hey! Hey, dude, fuck that shit. Hey. Thug life, man. That's the straight fucking thug life right there. This music gets me into like thinking about stealing cars or some shit, you know? That's great. I love it. That was a good video. That was a good fucking video. The best part about that video was the gambling. That I thought that was the best part. That was the most wholesome part. 2 minutes of gameplay, 31 minutes of gambling your life away. Wow, that sounds like my stream, but we just haven't had the 2 minutes of gameplay yet. Why isn't the title called Gambling Addiction? Hereafter, before mauled. Ah, Jesus Christ. I mean, wow. Wow. That's too bad, isn't it? Watch the video again. I just rejoined. I know that, man. This is the way it goes. Emiri turns out to be a dude. Now, I'm sure that'll happen very, very soon, man. Don't worry about that at all. The music makes you want to gamble. Yeah, it does. It's a great song. I like the song actually a lot. We should listen to that. Hereafter, the bald man reacts to it. Wow. I really like this series. I actually do. Someone upload your highlights to the oh, you guys want me to check my fucking Twitter? I'm gonna check my fucking Twitter. Shut up. I fucking hear you, all right? We're gonna do it in a minute. Just get into the relax mode, all right? Get into the fucking relax mode. We're gonna get it done real quick. So just take a break, guys. We're gonna look at Twitter in just a second, all right? The video was fucking amazing. Everybody knows the video was fucking amazing. It was great. I loved the video. Did you check Twitter yet? We're going to check Twitter right now. Now, what am I looking for on Twitter?